So we'll go to also Anand's presentation, Advances in ROP Medicine. So especially telemedicine, he's going to talk of. Anand, please.
Dr. Anand, we can see your PPT. Kindly unmute yourself.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Azad sir, Dr. Dogra sir, and members of the IROP, all mentors in this virtual meeting. I think all of us have understood the telemedicine model for ROP. So today I'm going to focus a little more on the technological changes that we have used in our program and the relevance of doing this. For example, the medico-legal gamut that has started now with so many babies requiring screening on time and the reduced number of trained resources in this country has probably made us want to learn about outreach screening through telemedicine even more. So this program of ours is now about 14 years old, and we are now in about 125 neonatal intensive care units across the state of Karnataka. And there are several states and countries that have followed similar models. The importance of getting non-physicians or non-doctors to actually do the screening is that you have to decide right at the beginning whether this model will be a store and forward or a live session, or we have to train these technicians and imagers to actually make the diagnosis on site, even if it's initial triage. So that's how we chose to do it. And so we had levels of technicians who were trained to triage initially to decide whether it would need treatment, it would need follow-up, or it was completely normal. As technology has improved, and that was of course possible even on the RedCam, and this is the Indian camera, the Neo, we can see that we are able to image the ora serrata and even any disease close to it, which means we should be with confidence able to discharge a baby to say this is a mature retina, or there is some stage which probably needs follow-up. You can also use these telemedicine models to train people in the outreach. So someone who's new to doing treatment, they treat, they send you back the images and you go back, mark out areas that they require to treat more and so on. We've developed actually a 20-point score that has been published in a few articles where we actually grade these technicians to be able to do this with improving skill levels. So this slide really hasn't changed because the methodology and process hasn't. You take the camera into the rural outreach, you get these technicians or imagers to take these images, they upload them, and the viewing is done either on a smartphone or on the laptop. And we come back, in effect, between 4 and 15 minutes, the diagnosis is back at the center so that the mother is told what to do with this baby. In centers that we don't go, we place a red card, which is given out by the nurse to the mother who's delivered a preterm baby. And then they are scheduled to be screened in the closest KidDrop center that we go to. As far as possible, treatment should be done in the outreach. Initially in our program, we had no collaborators. So I had to go many times and my colleagues. But now we have, in most parts of Karnataka, people who have been trained both at our center and outside who are taking care of this treatment, and we only have to mentor them. Busy slide just to show you that there has to be a fixed timetable. Every day of the week, one has to visit the same center. And our program has been published in articles. It's important that one works from the grassroots. So if you are starting a telemedicine program, it's important to connect the dots. So you have to work with the government, and of course you have to work with the neonatologists. So these publications are our experiences with improving neonatal care, not directly by us, but by our neonatology friends who brought out checklists on how they can actually improve their neonatal care and reduce the burden of ROP itself. India is probably the first country, and to my knowledge, the only one that in their national guidelines allows telemedicine, or rather image-based screening, not just by the ophthalmologist, but also by trained technicians. And this is the CDC report on our telemedicine program, which says that if you don't really image, then you can be open to medical legal liability. I just want to touch upon some of the technological innovations. This is now almost 5-6 years old, where the Indian camera had met the FDA and CE approval. We've since published its safety and efficacy, comparing it to the RedCam. What's important here is to make a better return on investment, especially if you're investing it as an institute or a private practice, is to expand its scope. So here you can actually not only obviously image ROP, but you can certainly diagnose other conditions that are amenable amenable both to medical and surgical treatment. And this is a universal screening. As India has moved into universal screening through the Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram, this is more relevant than ever, where we can actually use an imaging tool to screen these babies for all conditions, for all eye conditions, even if they are term and healthy. We've then, even before the pandemic, moved on to screening, or rather training these technicians online. So initially they used to spend 5 or 6 days with us, and the rest of the training is done through an online portal. So this is a male nurse about 500 kilometers from us, trying to screen a baby, and our resource people on the other side, you can see on the laptop, are correcting his posture, his technique, and then guiding him through. What's really important, and Anil touched upon this, is that if we have to integrate artificial intelligence through imaging, then there's a lot of scope, especially in our country. But before that, prediction. We have been interested in this at our institute, where we've been collecting tears of these babies and studying them for different markers, pathologic angiogenic markers. And this was recently published, where we are now in a prospective study trying to figure out at the very first screening if we have enough data to be able to predict which baby will need treatment, which baby will eventually develop disease, and which baby we can discharge much earlier. And you can imagine the impact it will have, a social impact it will have, if you can tell the mother how often and when to come. And this is the wish list that we're going to have a point of care kit, which we are going to develop for the rural areas. But image-based prediction is going a long way, as Dr. Anil said. Most of the models right now look at plus disease or just image enhancement. But we've made some progress now in trying to automatically detect stage 1 and stage 2 and parts of stage 3 with some amount of good sensitivity. But integrating this into a telemedicine model is where the challenges lie, and we hope collectively we should be able to do that even faster. This is the IROP guidelines on how to screen during the COVID lockdown. This is on our website. I'm not going to go into it, but the most important thing about the outreach program which you can reach through telemedicine is the fact that you make a huge impact in trying to prevent the blindness. And the WHO formula of calculating the infant blindness, if we just look at 10 states in India that have the highest ROP burden, we'd be saving more than $100 million worth blindness per year. And that's the impact we can make in a country like ours. Thank you once again for this opportunity.